Hey folks, in today's episode, we're going to talk about how auto-scaling works within AWS. Auto-scaling in AWS allows you to automatically adjust the number of instances in an auto-scaling group, or ASG, based on real-time demand. Here's a detailed explanation of how it works. Auto-scaling group, ASG. You create an ASG defining the minimum, maximum, and desired number of instances you want to maintain. This group represents a set of EC2 instances that share similar characteristics. Imagine the ASG as a team of servers that have mastered the art of cloning themselves. They have formed a group called Autoscalados for fun, and they're ready to multiply whenever needed. And we're going to use this example throughout this episode. Scaling policies. Auto-scaling uses scaling policies to determine when to add or remove instances from the ASG. There are two types of scaling policies. Target tracking scaling, where you set a target value for a specific metric such as a CPU utilization or request count per second. Auto-scaling will adjust the number of instances to maintain the target value. The Autoscalados have a dance of competition where they try to maintain a specific number of spins per second. When they get dizzy, they add more members to maintain their spinning target. The second scaling policy is the step scaling. You define thresholds and corresponding actions to take when certain CloudWatch metrics cross those thresholds. This allows more granular control over scaling behavior. In terms of our Autoscalados, they have a secret hideout, and when more customers arrive, they stack on top of each other like a human pyramid. When the hideout starts wobbling too much, they know it's time to expand the pyramid for more stability. Monitoring metrics. AWS CloudWatch monitors the specified metrics, which are used to trigger scaling events. Commonly monitored metrics include CPU utilization, network traffic, and application-specific metrics. In terms of our Autoscalados, they have an internal chill-o-meter that measures their stress levels. When it's too high due to high customer demand, they call for reinforcements. Cooldown period. After a scaling event occurs, a cooldown period prevents rapid fluctuations. During this time, auto-scaling won't launch or terminate any instances, reducing unnecessary scaling actions. So it's a true cooldown period. After a scaling event, the Autoscalados, again in our example, declare a pizza break where they all take a short nap to recover from their scaling frenzy. No one wants to grow or shrink too fast on an empty stomach. Launch configuration or launch template. Before adding instances, you define the configuration of each instance, such as AMI, instance type, and security groups. This can be done using a launch configuration, which is an older approach, or a launch template, which is a newer and more flexible approach. In terms of our Autoscalados, they have a closet full of different outfits, each representing a unique configuration. Depending on the situation, they dress up appropriately before joining the scaling party. Health checks. Auto-scaling ensures that instances are healthy before considering them in scaling activities. If an instance fails the health check, auto-scaling replaces it with a new one. The Autoscalados have a doctor robot that checks their well-being regularly. If any members gets a virtual cold, they are quarantined to avoid spreading it to others. Using Autoscalados, let's go through an example real-life scenario with all of these points that we just discussed. Let's consider a popular video streaming service running on AWS with an auto-scaling setup. You can imagine Netflix, Prime, all these guys that run on AWS. And for this specific use case, we can say that the video streaming is a quirky penguin streaming service, follows auto-scaling, right? So we have this service that shows penguin videos and there are lots of subscribers, and we have auto scaling set up. So let's go back. Number one, during normal traffic, what happens, right? During regular hours, the Penguin streaming service attracts a flock of viewers. The autoscalatos, the group's name, obviously, dressed in their adorable tuxedos, are happily sliding around, handling the moderate traffic like pros. During regular hours, the video streaming service experiences moderate traffic. The ASG is set to maintain between 10 to 20 instances based on CPU utilization. Increased demand. Suddenly, a viral video of a dancing penguin goes viral, attracting thousands of viewers. The autoscalatos are spinning like ballerinas, but their beaks can't stop smiling. As the service gains popularity or during peak hours, the incoming traffic rises significantly. The CPU utilization metric breaches the predefined threshold, example 70%, for more than a specific duration. Scaling triggered. The chill-o-meter spikes and the autoscalatos calls for reinforcements. More penguins dressed in colorful capes and party hats join the dance-off, spinning and waddling like there's no tomorrow. The scaling policy is triggered, and AWS auto-scaling automatically adds more instances to the ASG to handle the increased load. It launches instances based on the predefined launch configuration or template. Cooldown period. After the scaling frenzy, the penguins declare a fish feast. They all gather to enjoy their favorite fishy treat and regain their energy. Once the scaling event occurs, there is a cooldown period, example 5 minutes, during which no additional scaling activities take place. This helps prevent excessive scaling due to rapidly changing metrics. Decreased demand. As the dancing penguins videos popularity settles, the viewership returns to normal levels. The autoscalatos decide it's time for a disco nap, and they start reducing their dance formation. When the traffic reduces, the CPU utilization drops below the lower threshold, example 30% for a defined duration. Scaling down. The penguins happily stack on top of each other to form a cozy penguin pyramid. They become a bit like penguin Tetris as they squeeze together to optimize their space. The scaling policy is triggered again, and the AWS auto-scaling reduces the number of instances in the ASG to optimize costs, ensuring that there are no underutilized resources. So, by employing auto-scaling, the video streaming service can dynamically adapt to varying user demand, ensuring a smooth and cost-effective user experience without manual innovation. Thanks for watching. That's all for this episode. Please like and subscribe.